I must move forward, not backwards. Upwards, not forwards. Twirling, twirling, always twirling for freedom. Hi there, Michelle here, also known as Fancy Dinosaur Party, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm actually going to be making an outfit inspired by Rachel Maksy. I dressed in this cute dress today, and it may or may not be a square dancing dress that I thrifted a few years ago. I'll wear some matching earrings, but they are bells. Can you hear them? So all I hear is this in my ears, so I can't wear these earrings. Anywho, I have been a big fan of her channel for years. She's kind of the reason why I wanted to start my own channel. I remember back in like 2016, I wanted to start, you know, selling some clothes online. So I started another account on my Instagram, and then I started following a bunch of vintage people. Her being one of the vintage people that I was following, along with some other people that I actually started following on my main account, which I still follow to this day. Back in 2016, YouTube was obviously a big thing, but to me, it was still cat videos. I didn't see YouTube as anything else. Her videos is what got me into actually watching thrift hauls and thrifting videos. And at that time I was still thrifting. Like, I was like a major thrifter even back then. I didn't think of like showing people your vintage stuff, showing people what you thrifted online, and now here I am. Now when I say that she is the Pinafore queen, she is the queen of wearing pinafores. She looks so adorable in them, and every time I watch her video and she makes one of those, I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to make one of these dresses. And I have not done that yet, and with my sewing skills getting better, progressing, I mean, I did make some dresses over here. I just felt so inspired that I wanted to make a pinafore dress like she wears. And again, being the times I can't go and just buy a pattern of a pinafore, I have to like kind of scrounge through my patterns to see what I have. But watching her videos definitely gives me inspiration of how I should construct it and how I should make it. Also, if you are not following her channel, which I mean, you probably already are, definitely go check her out. Let's go back 3 years or 4 years. I don't even know at this point. I was in Fabricland and they had a sale on a particular fabric. I think it was like $5 a meter, and I'm like, I need to buy this. And when I got to the cutting counter, I'm like, oh, I'll just take 2 meters. And then the lady had folded it out and there was like just a little bit left. I'm like, you know what? Give it all to me. Give me the rest of it. And that material is actually this here. So cute. It's black with little green and yellowy orangey flowers, and it's corduroy. Definitely more of a fall vibe. So when I saw this, I'm like, this is like the best material for an overall dress. And then I'm like, you know what? Let's make a pinafore instead, because it's basically the same thing. I just think that pinafores are like a little bit more retro, a little bit more fancy. Also, another thing that I'm going to do, which I don't have the material here, is I'm actually going to make myself a puffy sleeve shirt to go with the overall dress. The other day, I went through and I organized all my sewing stuff in this cute little vintage luggage case. I decided to convert this into sewing stuff and like all my patterns, like 80s styles that I've thrifted, a lot of vintage kind of styles, like this one day I would love to make this dress. I'm not technically there yet. Actual patterns from the 70s, 60s. The skirt part of the pinafore, I'm going to be doing this pattern here. It's a McCall's. I love McCall's because they're like the easiest thing to sew. If you are looking for like simple, easy, beginner level patterns, McCall's is where it's at. And I was originally gonna do D, but it's just super long. Like, it's too long for me. I like my dresses or skirts to go either right on the knee or right below the knee. I don't like anything higher than that, and I definitely don't like anything like to the floor because I will trip and fall. Don't trust myself with long dresses. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually going to do pattern C, and I've taken it out and I've looked at it and I'm like, okay, this is super easy. Now, for the top, I've never made a top before. I've made a jacket, I've made some dresses. Because I've never made a top before and I didn't look to buy top pattern pieces, I'm just actually gonna use the same pattern that I did on my ruffled dress video. Again, that was McCall's. I think that I could just make the top out of that. I think it would work. I think it would be fine. Because all I want is just like basically the top of this dress is what I want to make. All I'm gonna do is just make this portion. I think I can do it. It doesn't have to fit me perfectly. I don't need it tailored to my body. I just really want like a nice puffy sleeved top to go underneath this pinafore. And again, if you watch Rachel's channel, she makes a lot of things with puffy sleeves and I'm here for it. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the dress first and then I'm gonna work on the shirt. I think that's it for here. And now I just have to get into actually making the things. I'm going to cut out the pattern first and then cut out the fabric from the pattern and then sew it all together and then start the shirt. This is not really a tutorial video, so I'm not going to be showing you step by step what I'm doing. If you want me to do a tutorial video on just making a pinafore dress, let me know in the comments below, because today I actually found this gorgeous material. It's corduroy, it's like a pink color, and I definitely want to make a pinafore out of this as well. So if you do want a tutorial by me, let me know and I will make it. Otherwise, I'll probably just make this in my spare time. But today I will be using this fabric, cutting out the pattern. First I gotta find the right piece. I think it's this one. It's this piece. I'm going to be making this in a large size, so I have to cut it here, and then I'm going to make it the shorter length, so I'm going to also cut it here. I am going to save this paper in the future if I need to make a bigger size, or if I want to make it longer, I can just tape it back up. Cut that out first, cut the fabric out, sew it together, then work on the top. Get his little paw off of it, and pull, no. And because it's a carpeted floor, I'm just going to pin the pins right into the flooring. Also, am I wearing Christmas dinosaur pants? Yes, because they are dinosaurs, so I'm gonna wear Christmas dinosaur pants. This dress here that I bought at Hot Topic like 2 years ago and that I still need to fix. So I'm thinking about just measuring this top part. Guys, finesse, or you're not going to be able to stay in this room. Move your butt. Topsy. Let's just make it 12 by 12. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this, sir. So I'm going to cut this just 12 by 12. You got to move your butt. You don't know it, mother. I just want to get this done, Topsy. All right, so I have both panels cut, and then I have this. So it looks like I am supposed to sew the skirt together, and then I sew the top on. I guess I gotta pin that up. Topsy! Stab. I love you. Yeah, you're so handsome. You're so handsome. Okay, and then I'm just going to sew this up. Oh my gosh, you're in the bag! Oh, Toby! He likes to hide in little bags. Oh, good, he's just an adorable little baby. I had finished the skirt yesterday and I'm like, oh, it's perfect. I did a very nice, clean job. I put the waistband on it. And I'm like, you know what? Tomorrow I'm just gonna work on the top piece of the pinafore and the straps, and then I can start working on the top. It wasn't swooshy enough for me, so I took it all apart. I took the whole skirt apart after doing all that stuff. What I ended up doing was I added a third panel, but because I added a third panel, it's gonna be longer than the waistband now. I did the little trick where you do the zigzag stitch and you put the dental floss, so then I can like gather it like this. And now I have to gather it, reattach it to the waistband, sew it up, sew the waistband back up together, and then I can start working on the top and the straps. I need to get this done. All right, so I finished the skirt. The skirt is now finished. Hemmed it, and now I just need to iron it flat. So I have the spot for the zipper in the back. I was originally gonna do it on the side when it was like 2 panels, but because now it's 3 panels, I want the nice panel like flat in the front. Now I just have to work on the top part, which I don't know what happened to it. So earlier this morning, I dug through my closet that is full of yarn, clothes, and fabric, and random things, and I found this material here. You will recognize this material if you've watched my Making a Queen's Gambit dress, the dress that broke me. This is what I used for the lining, and this is what I'm going to use for the lining for the top part. I'm not going to do a lining for this. It's fine, it's not see-through, I don't care. I am going to be doing a lining for the top though, because it is corduroy and I can't use the same material on the back, because if whatever I wear, the corduroy is just gonna like stick to it and it's not gonna be very comfortable to wear. Whereas this is very light and like it's not gonna stick to me. So with this black material that I have a ton left over, I'm going to cut a square the same size as this. Then I'm going to pin right side to right side together, to sew it up, flip it inside out, iron it, top stitch it. Then I'm going to attach it to this, and then I can start working on the sleeves. Not the sleeves, the straps. So yeah. So right now I'm just gonna add the zipper. Okay, so the skirt is done. But what you didn't see is that I measured the waist wrong, so I had to take the whole thing apart for a second time and had to resew it for a third time. Right now, I should be done the top and I should be done the strappy thingies, but I just finished the skirt part, so this is where I am. My hair is just a mess, but it fits now and it looks cute and it has the swooshy factor I'm going after. The zipper's in, it's hemmed at the bottom, the skirt is done. This was supposed to be an easy project. I made 2 dresses. Those took a little bit longer. They were fun, easy to do, but they took a little bit longer. I'm like, oh, Pinafore, what's that? A skirt in a small square? Okay, so here's the top, and what I ended up doing was I didn't sew the top part of the top because I realized I need to put the strap somewhere. Like I need to connect the strap. I think I'm gonna make the straps just a little bit longer than they need to be. If they're too long, I can just cut it. So yeah, okay, so I'm just going to go and measure the straps out now. Like I have been losing things all day. I'm surprised that I have this. Usually this is the thing that I lose. I've already lost my snippies, the little tiny scissors that I use, and I have no idea where my stitch ripper is. I had to use scissors to deconstruct this dress 2 times. A stitch ripper would have been very helpful. And I want them to be crisscrossed as well. I think that would look real cute. Okay, so if I look like here and I go to here, that says about 26 inches. So I'm going to make it 28. I'm gonna just add 2 extra inches onto that just to be safe. So I'm gonna cut 2 strips of 28 inches. Just keep working. I must move forward, not backwards. Upwards, not forwards. Twirling, twirling, always twirling for freedom. All right, so I've sewn the straps. Now I gotta turn them inside out and iron them down. All right, it is day 3 of me working on this. Yesterday was a little bit of a dumpster fire. Had to take apart the dress 2 times. It's done, it's up here. I will show you later in the reveal what it looks like. Today I am gonna be working on the top part. I laugh because I think it's gonna be real simple, but last night, just to get it out of the way, I ended up cutting 2 sleeves and I cut 2 fronts and 2 backs because one's going to be like the front, the good part, and the other part is going to be the lining, so I had to cut 2 of each. What I ended up using was the McCall's M7948 dress pattern, but just the top of it. And then what I ended up doing is I just lengthened it just a little bit because I don't really want it to be a crop top. It doesn't have to be like the most beautiful, well put together top. I just want like a cute white puffy sleeve top to go with the Pinafore. That's what I'm doing. But what I ended up doing for the sleeves was a little different. In that video that I did for the dress, I did the sleeves wrong when I wanted to do the puffy sleeve. I just made the sleeve bigger, so it kind of worked but kind of didn't. I ended up having to like cut the sleeve down, but what I've learned since then then what you're supposed to do is you get your pattern and then you cut slits in it so you can fan it out, and then while it's fanned out, then you cut your material. So this is going to be like the puffy part, and then down here I'm going to put the elastic band in so it cinches and gives it more puffiness. What I'm doing today is just working on this top. I'm hoping I can get it done in an hour. I should be able to get it done in an hour. What I have to do is I have to pin the top together, sew that together, and then attach the arms, and then I think that's it. So I just pinned the inner layer and the outer layer together here. Gonna sew that up, flip it inside out, and then add the arms. All right, so I sewed the front and the back together. I sewed up the sleeves, and then I did the zigzag method to do the ruching on the top of the sleeves. All right, so I've sewn the good side and the inner layer together. I've sewn the sleeve on, all up here is all nice and sewn. I put the elastic in, it's looking pretty good. So I think the next thing is just to try this on and the dress. It's done. I thought it would be an easier project, and I mean, I think it would be an easier project if I knew what I was doing. Clearly I didn't, because I had to take it apart twice, put it back together 3 times. It's been an interesting couple of days. I mean, it's super cute, I really like it, and I am really glad that I ended up putting the 3rd panel into the skirt part. If I didn't, I don't think it would have had that swooshy factor that I wanted. Very happy with it. The top part here, I do need to make some alterations, but again, after the week that I've had, I didn't want to do anymore, so this will go into my sewing pile. And I mean, it's not like I was going to wear this dress anytime soon because the weather is hot now. It is June. There's no point in me wearing corduroy in the summer when it's super hot and my car doesn't have air conditioning, so this is definitely a fall look. So I've got a few months to tinker with it, to fix the dress, but I mean, for like 3 days work, I think it's pretty impressive, being my first pinafore that I've done. Yeah, definitely giving me Oktoberfest vibes with these braids, although they do look really cute. The shirt, again, I just made this shirt for this project. I don't know if I'm gonna wear it with anything. I do need to fix a few things because when I first made it, you can kind of see on the sleeves, they came out to like here, and I had to like take them and move them in and just kind of give them a quick little stitch just so it looks good for this outfit. But it made me look like I belonged on a football team. Other than that, it was really fun trying to make a pinafore like Rachel does, because she, again, is the pinafore queen and she just makes such lovely, lovely outfits. I definitely have to give it to Rachel for the fact that she makes videos weekly, sewing videos weekly. She has to come up with a design, sew the design, and film it, and then have to edit everything together, because you might think, oh, that might be easy, but if you don't actually do it, you don't understand how difficult and how time consuming it is, because filming something that you're making takes like 2-3 times the amount of time to make the item. When you're filming, you also have to think about where your camera is, what the shot is, and then you have to also explain what you're doing to the camera. It's just a long process, and then when it's all done, you end up with hours of footage. This project, I think I had 2 hours of footage that I had to condense down to under 20 minutes. Other than that, I really like this dress, and I'm really excited to start wearing it in the fall time. If you're not subscribed to my channel and you like sewing, crafting, and mainly thrifting, and guess what? Thrift stores are open again. Hopefully I'll be doing some thrifting content soon, unless they shut them down again. So we'll see. Please subscribe. Again, you can also follow my Instagram, which is fancydinotparty, and I think that is all. So y'all have a good day now.